Okay, so actually, one second. I need to get something else done. If you guys want to see what is going on with my thing. All right, cool. Right, people on the other side, can everyone see my screen well? Is everything looking good? I'm gonna be going through some few things. I apologize. Recently, I haven't been feeling 100%, but I am getting back into the swing of things. So things are looking pretty good from there. I apologize. You know, sometimes these things can happen. You guys are seeing okay on the other side. You know, yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. Now, what is the market looking like at this present moment? So, look, we've had a bit of a scare with what's happened in the Middle East. Things are looking a bit on the iffy side. You know, it's escalating, but it's escalating in a manner where America isn't involved, right? That is extremely important. It is by far the most pivotal thing of everything that's happening in the market right now. As long as the USA does not get involved, things are going to be okay. And oh man, all those people that came shouting out, right? All those people that came out shouting, saying, "Oh my God, it's over," and this and the other, must be very quiet right now, because right, going into what we're seeing right now. Now, if we look at the market at this present moment, if we can see Bitcoin on my screen, if you guys want to check it out, people on the chat can explain to you where we can see what we're looking at. If we look at what's happening right now, I wonder if I can actually. One second. I might have. I don't know, but TikTok won't allow me. All right, never mind. It doesn't allow me to do that. All right, never mind. All right. So where we are right now is like we see this trend line that's developing going up here, right? I drew this many moons ago. It's holding relatively strong, and it looks like we are breaking into range. This is super duper important. The longer we stay back into range here, I said this last time as well. Once we break back into range, then we're going to be looking pretty good right now. We just need Bitcoin to close the day candle above this level here. It's extremely important. It's extremely so relevant that we get there above the 108,000. To be honest, 107 is the best bet, especially if you look on the weekly. Yeah, the 107 is where we need to be, right? What's really also important as well is that if we can hold that level there, the acceleration of Bitcoin growth could be spectacular. And the reason why I'm saying that is that if we look at the RSI right now, and I've drawn this bearish divergence that's going on here, right? If we break this area and we actually break above the previous high, so around the 67.71, around that level right now, we're at around about 65. If we break above that, this acceleration from here to here on the weekly basis, right, can potentially shoot Bitcoin all the way up to possibly around the $130,000 mark. What we could be, and this is really important, what we could be, this is really important, is that if this chops further to the right, as I said, we want it to go more this way. We want it to have this more this way. This chop goes on more, then the higher percentage chance, the higher we can go from there. We can see on YouTube. Yeah, fantastic. And it's on X as well. Now, if you have any questions, please ask away. I'm not too sure if it's showing the. One second. Is anyone on the YTube? Can someone send a message? I want to see if anything pops up. I want to see if I'm not missing any questions on there. Now, the further this goes to the right, the better. The higher we will be going to the higher levels. We have to see these all are relevant to key areas that I want to explain. We need to be breaking and holding above that trend line, and it's about the 107 area. I said that 107 600 is what I've been talking about for ages. If it holds above that and breaks that line there, it's great. Now, this breaking here to there, that movement could see us hitting around 130,000. It really could. But if it rejects off that line, then we could see more chop and a potential come down and test of the 100,000 level again. It's really important, right? That we look at those key levels. Hello, Christopher. Hello, Marstav. Hello. I think this is all from the X. I don't know why I can't see the other one. Interesting. Anyway, whatever. Right. Okay. Let's go on to the SPX. Look, you see my point of control here. We see that it came down and tested that 5,971 perfectly. It's extremely important that it held this. That is a textbook SR flip, right? A textbook SR flip. Do you get any message? I get it on X. I don't get it on the U. I don't know why. That textbook flip could make this continue up to the 6,200 area. We will see if it goes there, but this looks like a further acceleration up. We're almost at the edge of what we would call a bull run in the SPX. Now, what's super duper important, and this is extremely important right now, is the USDT dominance right now is at a beautiful point. It is absolutely beautiful right now. This rejection, by the way, you see this multi year channel that it has held absolutely perfectly throughout all of the runs in Bitcoin and in most other altcoin moves. This rejection of this area here and coming back into range is extremely important. This is pushing towards further growth. The line in the party zone, right? Party zone is there, 4.36. If we see this come down, do something like that, and then break down, oh man, oh boy, everything is going to go absolutely crazy, and that could make sense with where Bitcoin is, where that divergence is going on, that gap between the two. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's possible. It's a possibility that it's going to go there. This is really important. Watch this carefully. Watch what it does when it reacts off the zone. I'm almost certain that it's going to come potentially. Yeah, well, we'll have to see. This area here is a bit of support, which we don't like. We want it to break through there and then potentially break through this 4.36 area. Right, now, if we look at... Yes, okay, cool. If we look at Bitcoin dominance, this is giving me a bit of adjustment. I mean, it's not really possible. You need 3 areas of points of touch for it to really make any real sense. But, you know, let's play for a bit. If this thing rejects down, and the thing is, when this thing moves, it will move extremely quickly, right? When this thing moves, it is going to do something like that. This is what will happen when it starts to move, right? I'm not saying it's going to be what we would call in the convention, because right now, the issue that we face with, if you go back to Bitcoin right now, the issue that we face, and this is a real problem, right? Oop, let's not go away from the week. Let's go from there. The issue that we face is reducing volume, right? This reduction in volume means that this is an institutional move. And whether they will move into alts, we'll have to see. We have to see an increase of volume in that manner to see a retail get in. And most importantly, we need to see, do I have it here actually? No. We'll have to see exchange volume go up. Now, key thing, and I'll bring this over as well. If we look at the heat map, is this popping up? Yeah, it's working finally. By the way, do you guys like this new type of format? I'm giving you a bit more of information here. If we look at the liquidation maps on Bitcoin, we are seeing the 111 area looking very important, right? This is a key area. It looks like there is going to be a short squeeze coming in and possibly go and test these zones again. If we see the all-time high, which is about the 111, see, that's what we're saying. If we see this break, and it could break anytime, right? We will see a very fast acceleration up, like extremely fast acceleration up. The reason why I say that, where are we here? Is it this one? The month? Yeah, the month. The reason why I say that is that the previous break saw 1, 2, 3 all-time high break instantaneously. So we could see a 1, 2, 3 in a couple of weeks to a month's time. This could happen. We'll see if it breaks through there, and then we will understand whether we are playing with those numbers or we're going to see a bit more of a pullback, but it's not looking likely. One thing that I will say that could cause a bit of a spanner in the works is that we're coming to a de-risking event this week on Wednesday. If we look at the, let's put this here. If we look on Wednesday, we will be getting, by the way, you should check this out. This is a really good cryptocraft.com. You should check this website out. We will be getting to a de-risking event on Wednesday, right? So the FOMC is coming. The chances of a rate cut coming, I mean, if you go to CME watch and the Fed watch, they're not going to cut. 99.98% chance of not cutting. But again, this isn't important. What is important is the fact of what they say in their question and answers, what is described and what is being said. And I'm going to be looking at that. So make sure you guys follow and do all the things that you need to do. There's definitely no cut this week. We see that it's almost 100% chance of them not cutting. What is going to be important is what is said in the notes afterwards, what his question and answers are. I will most probably be streaming all of that, so make sure you follow and check out the channels. Those are usually very, very good. Right, let's get back into some other factors here. I looked at Bitcoin dollars. We look at the DXY. I mean, I said it would hit it. This further breaking down here coincides with what I'm saying with Bitcoin breaking up into range, with USDT breaking down and Bitcoin dominance hitting that area where there could be a further breakdown. This is looking promising. If we don't see this come up and possibly test this zone again, which is a possibility, if you look in regards to maybe a de-risking event, especially in regards to the FOMC meeting that's coming in, we could see this come up and possibly test around this area. Where are we going here? It could possibly come and retest the bottom of, not even there. It could potentially come and test the 98.921 area and then break back down. Here, I assume, and I've talked about this zone many moons ago. This is a trend line, multi-year trend line from 2014 all the way going up. I feel that it's going to hit here. That's why this move can coincide with that bearish divergence with the 130 potentially. But if it goes back up, we could see a further sideways movement on Bitcoin, which can move it here. And the more it moves to the right, the higher the chance that it will get to those higher levels. Now, where were we? If you look at gold, I thought gold was going to go up to the 3,500. Still possibly could, but it looks like it's just rejected off its all-time previous high, which is a good sign. If this doesn't hold here and then bounce back up to that area and actually breaks back down into this zone here, then we could see some real run going on in the market. We should watch this carefully. There are some instabilities in the market right now. We will see. Again, it all depends on what if America goes in or not. That is the fundamental thing that I think it might be a interesting area. Now, if we look at oil as well, right, this is usually a key indicator of whether the markets are going to be going sideways or down or up or this and the other. We've seen a aggressive pullback. Now, if it breaks these key EMAs, 200 EMA and MA zone here, that is a great sign. That means that there is a break back down into to a downward trend line, which is a good sign, which could potentially send the markets higher. This is the range here. I'm most probably thinking that it's going to come and retest around the $66-67 area. Right now, if we look at Ethereum, let's move this out of the way. All right, a few things to talk about with Ethereum. Ethereum is looking very good, right? 2688. This area here, actually, it is a bit higher. Let's do that. There we go. 2742, right? This number here is the key blast off zone for this. If Ethereum can break through here, right, reject off that top, hold that as support, then it's go time. Then it's massive expansion mode from there, and all ETH beta players are going to be doing some silly things. Now, one key one key thing that I will also say is that look, ETH is also coming into a key resistance zone. This could very well reject off this key area. They kind of coincide with each other. It could reject and possibly retest the zone, this zone around the 49.29 on the RSI. But if this breaks through, then we have some real movement and upside to happen with ETH, and that's what it's going to do some really interesting things. There is a real potential in ETH at this present moment. Now, if we look at total market cap, what is interesting, right? And the key level to look for this. What's really important with when you go to market caps, right? And this is super duper important. What is really important is that the 50% line, when you go on to market cap, like multiple levels of when you go into total market caps, total market cap, total 2, total 3, and all that kind of stuff. What's super important is the 50% line, right? Oh no, how you doing? There's the 50% line. If the total market cap can hold the 50% line, I mean, it's coming up to 618, so we could see a bit of a rejection of this. But if it can hold the 50% market cap line, 50% on the fib, then further continuation up is highly likely. It's highly likely. We could see a rejection of the, let's get this a bit closer. All right. We could see a rejection of the 618, come back, retest the 50%, and then go from there. Then we're looking at all-time highs. Yeah, I mean, we can hone it in a little bit, but yeah, let's see if we hone it in a little bit, it can fit better. But whatever. Anyway, you see what I mean. It can most probably retest the highs of the 3.4, but it's looking like the real level of resistance is at the 3.76 level. A lot of growth can happen within that moment, and that will be in full price discovery for total market cap. Now, if we look at total 2, again, if we do the same thing, this is a little thing that I would always tell you guys. Go down to there, the 50% line. It's not there. You can see it's rejected off. It has to break above the 50% zone on the fib for this to show real strength. Alts are going to be suffering a little bit on that level. So we could see it needs to do a bit more. It needs to do a bit more. The reason why total market cap is doing so well is Bitcoin is thoroughly pushing through all of that aspect as we see in the market right now. That is where we are. That's where everything's going. That's a bit of an update on the market. I'm happy to be back. I was feeling really sort of iffy for a while, but yeah, that's where we are. All right, look, I'm gonna stop this side of it. So you guys, if you guys want to watch it on a later time, you guys can. You can check out on the various channels. I'm sure people here can talk, and then I will come back to you guys here. All right, cool. Hope you liked it. Any questions? Any questions at all while we're here with what I have talked about, rather than looking at very specific things? Anything? Anything at all? No. All right, cool. If you have any questions, you can watch it, put it underneath the video, and then I will look at it in my next time I'll do this. I'm going to pretty much be doing this on a daily basis. I'm going to try and do my best to do these little market analysis and updates on what's going on. This is, I think, is the better way of doing it, so you guys can see it recorded rather than people who talk about it on the stream and then you can't hold them to account. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if I'm not, I'm not. All right, guys, pleasure. This is the other side recording is going, and then I will be back here and talking to you guys